It has been brought to my attention that there are some people who are running around, and again, this is part of the narcissistic behavior where we've got people that are lying and manipulating the truth in the situation with regards to my daughter, Tiara. I didn't abandon her. The court wrongfully removed her, and after I asked for accommodation as a special needs person, which I am, I'm disabled. I've been disabled all my life. These guys tried to use that as an excuse because I stood up for myself and defended myself and my daughter from abuse and from people that were lying in order to obtain access to my daughter. Rather than face the fact of the abuser, these guys continued to allow the abuse to occur, cutting me off from all communication for my daughter with no abuse. There was no abuse or neglect. There's not any charges of abuse or neglect. According to the federal guidelines, they are not even allowed to terminate your parental rights if they don't have criminal charges against you. I'm not the one who would have been criminally charged. It would have been Mr. Lee in the situation because he was the one who was being abusive. I picked up the phone and did what I was supposed to and reported the abuse so that he could be permanently removed from my home and never be allowed to return again, and to seek visitation in an alternate location because of his abuse. There was no abandonment on my part. These people cut the communication off and then hollered abandonment. That's called manipulation, and it's not truthful. So, for those of you who have a misunderstanding, nobody abandoned their kid. My kid was stolen from me after they conjured up a bunch of fake, unrealistic reasons that they knew were not true in order to wrongfully remove my child so that they could get attention and get a notch on their belts, which is disgusting. It's disturbing to see that our child welfare system has come to this, where they feel that they are justified in taking children because they feel like it. That's where the real issue is here. You don't put kids in the middle of political and religious debates in order to punish people and to shut them up because you don't like where their point of view is coming from or where their beliefs are. That's called persecution. And what they did with my daughter legally under those guidelines is considered kidnapping. When you wrongfully remove somebody and you do it because of political or religious beliefs that you don't have, that the parent does, and you don't want them to teach their kids the Bible anymore, that's real persecution. Again, I didn't abandon my child. They stole her from me with God's love, trying to force me to have a relationship with people who lied about being related to us in order to obtain access and take her and to help these people. That's not an excuse. That's standing up for me and my children because we fall under the guidelines of the Indigenous Child Welfare Act, which is another reason that these guys were mad. The magistrate was obviously pissed off that I know my rights, and she showed that during my testimony when I was under oath at court. So, for those of you who don't have the complete truth, that's where the truth lies. We're the victims. My daughter was wrongfully taken, some of which because I was being racially targeted without these people even realizing what my truth and my background and heritage is, which just goes to show you how ignorant they really are. Again, I don't celebrate the 4th of July because when they wrongfully removed my daughter, it opened my eyes up to the truth in the suffrage and where it actually is and where the real racism is in America. Because of that, I refuse to celebrate anything that commemorates stealing land or people, and that includes the 4th of July. So it's like, long as these guys are celebrating with their fireworks and all this and that, and we don't have our land and our kids back, we're just helping them celebrate robbing and persecuting and targeting the indigenous people on the land that they stole. Now, I'm not sitting here saying we should have any big old war cry or any of this, type of situation. What I am saying is we should open our eyes to the truth and how hurtful it is to those who have actually suffered. And this is to you, James O'Keefe. One day in jail is not suffrage. Probation is not suffrage. Look at my story and the truth about what happened to me and my children. That's real suffrage with God's love. God bless America. Have a blessed day. Back the badge.